So season 3 is here in MLB The Show 24 Diamond Dynasty, and there's a lot of big changes. We have out of position players, which is actually like pretty interesting. It's better than just typical content. It makes it less boring. There's a lot to go over though, so let's get into it. Looking at the calendar, as always, like I said, we have season 3 today. We have a season awards. Of course, we have a new team affinity. We have a new ranked, new everything. It's basically just a game reset. We also had a new roster update with 5 new diamonds, and I actually only got one, being Francisco Lindor. I honestly was just too lazy to invest in these other guys, just because I haven't really been playing the game as much. But there's a lot of new content today. Looking into the future, on September 6th, we have season awards drop 2. Romantic About Baseball program. Interested to see what that's about. We have a Roberto Clemente Day program on September 13th, a new event, and a ranked update on the 13th as well. So quickly, let's go over the Season 3 XP Reward Path 1. There are 2 XP Reward Paths for this season. The final reward is this 99 Hank Aaron Hall of Fame card, who's a beast. I mean, max out versus lefties, 120, 115 versus right, 125 clutch. Defensively, he's great. 91 fielding, 92 arm, good speed as well. Can play the entire outfield and first. Obviously going to be a great card considering, we can't use all 99s anymore. There's a 99 Craig Biggio later on in the XP Reward Path. He is a second baseman who can play catcher, left and center. High contact guy, lower power, but still in the 90s, so it's good. Clutch is there, defensively there, speed is elite. Having this guy with that speed at catcher is very, very sick. We also have a 97 Dansby Swanson, who all around across the board for this stage of the season, he's good, but once 99s are out, he's not going to be that good. I mean, good fielding though. And then we have captains, so these like core captains that we've seen. We have pack 1 out of position player, so you can choose one of these 5 guys. You have Noah Syndergaard, a 97 overall designated hitter. So this is a great hitting card versus righties. It's going to take a while to get used to all these out-of-position players. Pete Crow Armstrong, 4-seam slider, sinker, splitter, slitter. How do they determine the pitch mix? That's my question. If they had like a game where they were a pitcher, then maybe. They have a Brandon Crawford, circle change, 4-seam cutter, slider, 12-6, all across the board. Not terrible. Do these guys have hitting stats? No. No, they don't have hitting stats. Pete Crow Armstrong has some hitting stats, but it ultimately doesn't mean anything anymore because pitchers don't hit. A catcher, Paul Konerko. Okay. I mean, not a bad catching card. Relief pitcher, Jose Trevino. This is actually a pretty solid card, not going to lie. 4-seam sinker, slur, screwball, cutter. That's a pretty good pitch mix. Is there anything else in the XP Reward Path? Yes. There's a 95 overall Jake Diekman Finest from 2020. 4-seam slurve, sinker, circle change. This is a beast of a card. Love Jake Diekman in this game. Now for season awards, we have a new drop. This 95 Yainer Diaz, who's a catcher. Great against lefties, okay against righties. The power's kind of low. The clutch is very high. Defensively, not amazing, but he has a good arm. We also have 93 JT Realmuto. I don't understand why they put 2 catchers right next to each other when you get one and then you immediately get a better catcher after. But anyways, moving down, Addison Barger, third base, can play first, second, short, left, center, and right. So defensive flexibility is definitely here with this card. We have a Nico Cavadas. Is that how you say his name? Great power for this early in the season. Everything else isn't really that good. Yeah, that's it for season awards. Like I said, Team Affinity Season 3 Chapter 1 is out of position cards. So like you saw in the XP Reward Path, we have players out of position. I want to show one player, Mike Trout. There's a 2-way Mike Trout as a starter that can play shortstop. It's so random. It's just so random, and it's kind of cool. Look, I mean, they're doing this to make the game more, less boring, to make this content less boring. 95s right now, nobody cares. But since there's a Trout that's a starter and a shortstop, it makes it more interesting. I really like this. Honestly, I think this was the perfect time to test something out like this with out-of-position players. Anyways, that pitch mix is gross for a Mike Trout, sinker, circle change, slur, slider, cutter. But there are a bunch of just out of position players like Randy Johnson, left field. Randy Johnson can hit and field. Yeah, so that's basically the main part of Team Affinity, like a Mariano Rivera center fielder card. It's just fun. I'm not going to go over all of them, but what I will do is go to collections and show you guys the special collection for out of position. There is an out of position collection. If you collect 10, you get this 96 Bob Gibson, who's a catcher. So, catcher Bob Gibson, who has pretty good fielding and arm. Shortstop Hunter Green. This is a cool one because he used to be a two-way player, and he's only a pitcher now. So we get the hitter version of him from back in the day. A 99 Michael Lorenzen. He used to hit a little. 99 center fielder. So, they're giving us great cards that we can get right now. And then a 99 Anthony Rizzo is the final reward, who's a starter and a second baseman, and he's a two-way player too. And he also has a, not a horrible pitch mix. Moving on to the Season 3 collection. So that was the collection for the Out of Position series. This is just the entire Season 3 collection. So they have 99s and then a choice pack. So they only have one choice pack in the collection right now, and they're obviously going to pace this out. But looking at some of these rewards, collect 1 and you get a wild card. So that's easy. Collect 15, you get another wild card. At 40, you get this 99 Mariano Rivera closer. So regular Mariano Rivera, cutter, four-seam, sinker, slider, changeup. This is probably the best reliever in the game. He typically is every year. Another wild card at 50 players. So that's 3 wild cards just by doing Team Affinity in a sense. A Jackie Robinson 99 overall at 70 cards. This card is all across the board, can do everything. Good defense, speed, contact, power, can play a bunch of different positions. And then the bosses in the choice pack, we have a Randy Johnson from the Diamondbacks. Four-seam slider, splitter, slurve. I mean, just the typical 99 Randy Johnson, which is always the best pitcher in the game. 99 Lou Gehrig, this is very good. High contact, good power, good discipline, clutch. Defense, he's not horrible too, which is great. Speed, also not bad. And then a Ricky Henderson, who's, of course, is going to have maxed out speed. He's the all-time stolen base leader. Good defense, good contact, a little lower power, but still plays up to those attributes. Now moving to ranked, which I haven't touched in months, but might as well go over the rewards. World Series, they're already 99s. Barry Larkin across the board, great card. Not one thing he can't do offensively, good defensively and speed-wise as well. Paul O'Neill, first 99 Paul O'Neill. He was a new legend this year. Love to see it as a Yankees fan. All across the board, just a beast of a hitter. Maxed out discipline and clutch. Defensively a little lower, but not horrible. There is a 97 somewhere in the program. Yeah. There's a 97 Bruce Sutter action figure card. Splitter, four-seam slider, typical Bruce Sutter. Not amazing, but not horrible. Moving to the BR program, we have 2 flawless cards, 97 action figure Alex Gordon. Alex Gordon is never really that good in this game because he doesn't have good hitting stats. Defensively, he's always elite, though. And then a Felix Bautista. So this is a great card. Four-seam splitter slider. Maxed out per K per 9. Pitching clutch, almost maxed out per 9. Velo and breaker, obviously, they're obviously outlier. And then moving on to the Chapter 1 event. So you only use players from 1.1, 2.1, 3.1 in live series. So that's actually pretty interesting. There's this 95 reliever Wade Boggs, sinker, curve, cutter, circle change. Not a bad pitch mix. Does not have hitting stats. I always got to check. And a shortstop Trevor Hoffman. I don't know how they come up with all these. So I'm just realizing now that the pack from the XP Reward Path is also in the show shop. So that's cool. We get a free pack instead of just having to buy these players. So I already went over those. There's a Jumpstart pack for some core cards. I don't really think you should buy those. And then we have Season Awards, 96 Raisel Iglesias. This card is gross. Gross. We have a Joensky Noel, another really good card. I really like the purple design, I gotta admit. And then the Tops Now cards are 94s, being Jesse Winker, great against righties. Bowden Francis, good pitch mix. Francisco Alvarez, good catcher, good hitting, good defense too. We have a new chase card being Corey Seager, 97 overall. He has reverse splits, so he's better against lefties than righties, but still good against righties, good defense as well. And then we have a new headliner being a first baseman, Lance Lynn. How do they decide these? And then lastly, there was a new roster update. I'm not going to go into everything, but I just want to show you guys I haven't really been doing that much investing. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of just bought players after the end of the last update, which was forever ago. But I have some Lindors here, so 200 of him. I'll take that 600K. So I did make some stubs, but the other players that went diamond, it was Raisel Iglesias. Who else am I missing? Yeah, Raisel Iglesias, Francisco Lindor. He deserved it the last update. Griffin Jax, not Brenton Doyle. Griffin Jax, crazy, like out of nowhere, having a great season for Minnesota. Yainer Diaz went diamond, yeah. And then there was one more, I thought, right? There was one more. There was certainly one more player who went diamond. Did he go up to like an 87 or something? No, guess not. No, guess not. I also had Hunter Green who went up to an 84. So that's nice. And then Duran went up too. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys are new here, follow me on all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, but most importantly, make sure to subscribe on YouTube. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.